If I got one thing right, it was you and me.
Hey everyone, my name's Ema and welcome back to my channel, or two if you are new. So for today's video, I have my September wrap up. This is kind of coming a little bit late because it's October 5th, but I mean, I feel like I've gone longer without posting a wrap up. Also, if you've noticed, we're in a new setup. I'm usually like literally right here filming like against my shelves, but now I'm in front of them. So let me know if you like this. I took it to Instagram yesterday and asked if it looked cute, if it was too cluttered, and mostly everybody said it was cute. So I don't know. Let me know if it's an eyesore. I really can't tell. What do I know? I don't know. This month I read a total of 8 books, which was so bad for me. This was my first month of college as a freshman, and so I was really trying to figure out and balance how to work everything, how to do my schoolwork, read, and film videos. So yeah, you probably guessed that I didn't get much reading done this month because I had basically 2 videos go up this month. So and that's really disappointing. But you know what? October is here. I love October. October is my birthday month, October 16th to be exact. And October is just such a fun time. So hopefully I'll get a lot of reading done this month. And yeah, without further ado, let's get right into all of the books that I read in September. So the first book I read was Blinded by Michaela Box, and Avery actually sent this to me. She was like, this is free, if it looks like something you'd like. And so I downloaded it, read it, and I DNF'd at 50% because it was just so unbelievably boring. It's basically about this girl. She is having trouble at her past school and she moves to, I think it's California. Yeah, she moves to California to live with her grandparents in this kind of rich community. And she makes friends right away, but she instantly gets on the bad side of, you guessed it, the popular mean boys. Like every single freaking NA romance book. Yes, she makes friends. She pisses off the popular guys. And so I was just kind of over it. I want something different. I mean, obviously you guys know I love new adult romances, but this was just not it. It was kind of boring. And also I found out that this series is 6 books long, and I'm like, no, we don't have time. We're moving on. So then I read Bare to You by Sylvia Day, and I rated this one 4 stars compared to 50 Shades of Grey a lot. It's about this girl named Ava, and she's starting a new job, and on her first day, runs into Gideon, and Gideon is this powerful businessman, socialite in New York. Everybody knows who he is. He's on the top of gossip stuff, I don't even know, but both of them have a lot of triggers and they fall for each other hard. It starts off as just a purely sexual relationship, but then they end up wanting more, and it's just a lot of fun. I mean, obviously this isn't going to be everybody's cup of tea. There are lots of toxic elements and not everybody is there for that, but I love it. You guys know I just love it. So this was a lot of fun. I listened to this on Audible Escape. As you guys know, if you don't know, Audible Escape is ending on November 1st. So I recommend, if you're interested, listen to this on Audible Escape. The whole series is on there before Audible Escape is over because it's just a fun time. Like, you can't really go wrong with it. I'm sure some people will not like this. Also, I forgot to mention, there are trigger warnings for sexual assault and rape, and both of the main characters kind of struggle with that. So beware going into this book, this series. So following that, I read Reflected in You, which is the second book, and same thing. It's kind of going on. This book, I feel like I rated this one 5 stars. I rated the first one 4 stars. Sorry, I'm looking over at my computer because I have my notes there. For half of this book, I hated Gideon. Like I hated him because he was protecting her from something. I don't want to give it away, but he was just pissing me off. But then by the end, I was like, okay, I love you. You guys they're just really cute. There's just such a desperate love that they provide for each other, that they need each other. And I know needing somebody in a relationship isn't good, but it's honestly just so fun to read about. I can't. They're like literally crazy, and I have a good time, okay? I have a good time. Don't judge me for my reading. All right, next. Then I read Stay With Me by Nicole Fiorina. It's like Italian, I believe. I don't know. This is basically about this girl, and it's a new A romance, but it's a little bit different, which I am so grateful for. And I feel like I'm kind of shitting on new adult romances. You guys know I love new adult romances, but some of them are just so similar, and I can't at this point. So this one was really different, and this one was a lot of fun as well. It's basically this girl, and has a lot of trauma from her past. She was dealing with a lot. Her mother kills herself. This isn't really a spoiler because it's like literally happens right away. Her mom kills herself because she feels so much guilt for what the main character is going through, and ever since then she hasn't been right in the mind. She has been like doing bad things in school, kind of pissing off her father and her stepmother, and just going absolutely crazy, troubled teenager stuff. So her stepmom convinces her dad to send her away to a boarding kind of school. It's like a college but for troubled people, and there she has sociopathic tendencies. So if that's a trigger for you, I would stay away from this book. There's actually lots of triggers in this book for like rape, sexual assault, like different kinds of mental illnesses. I don't know if that's a trigger, but beware of that. So all these people have different mental illnesses, and she isn't a sociopath, but she has sociopathic tendencies. And there she meets this guy, and with sociopaths, they can't feel love, and for her this all changes when she meets Oliver, and it's just really emotional. It's so good. There's 2 more books, so I really want to finish the series, but it's just so unbelievably heartwarming, and it's really good, and it leaves off on a huge cliffhanger. So if you're interested in Stay With Me, I suggest you checking it out. This is also on Kindle Unlimited. The next book that I read was Wicked Princess by A. Jade, and I thought this was going to be the last book in the series. I'm blanking on the name. I think it's like Royal Elite series. Royal Hearts Academy. Okay. And this is actually the sister of Cole and Jace. And Jace was the first book, Cole was the second book, and the third book was about their younger sister, Bianca. And Bianca is kind of like the mean girl. She's very nasty, and she nasty as in like mean. Like she's very snarky, very rude. And it starts off with a bang. She loses her memory, and she can't remember like the last, I believe it's like 10 years of her life, and she thinks that she's 8 years old. So it's really interesting, and she's slowly gaining back her memories. And if you remember in the first 2 books, she kind of had an enemy named, I'm forgetting his name, but he had something to do with her other brother's death. This is kind of a spoiler if you haven't read the first book. And so she ends up dating him and liking him, and this relationship is just kind of crazy and not it. I'm like, what the hell? But I don't think this is who she's gonna end up with, so I'm so excited for the next book, and it should be very good. Then I read Ice Planet Barbarians by Ruby Dixon, and I have heard about this book for the longest time, and when I found out it was on Kindle Unlimited, I jumped to go read it. It's about these girls who get abducted from their homes in the middle of the night, and they end up on a spaceship, and they notice right away that there's like aliens around them, and they had a crash landing onto a random planet, which wasn't their final destination. And they send out one of the girls, the main character, Georgie, of this first book. They send her out to kind of find resources, food, figure out where they are. And while she's there, she comes across this alien. He's blue, weird, and he ends up doing something while she's sleeping to her, but it ended up being what is it? It's not dubious consent. Like, she didn't say no, but it's so hard to explain. Like, she woke up, enjoyed it, and I guess that was the end of it. They end up falling in love. These books are super short, super fun, very, very steamy, super weird, because they're aliens and humans. I don't know. That's fun. All right, Ice Planet Barbarians. Yes, so it's super fun, super steamy, super weird because the aliens have different features, and it's just, I don't know. It's a good time, super short. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Also, did you guys notice that? I'll put that up later. Sorry if that's bothering you. I read A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire, and this is one of the books that I feel like made me not read that much because this put me through a huge reading slump in the middle of September, and I just really needed to finish it because I was the guest star for Ravished by Romance book club that's hosted by Jess and Lacey. And this book, I ended up giving it 4 stars. I really did enjoy it. It was so slow, so unbelievably slow, guys. And the writing didn't feel, okay, I'm kind of going into a little tiny bit of a rant review, but the writing did not feel like it's back in the olden times where this story is supposed to take place. Like the main character, I'm pretty sure he said you do you, and I don't know, it was just taking me out of the story a lot. I wasn't really vibing with it. It just felt wrong, kind of. Also, the main character, Poppy, she asked so many questions. It was starting to bother me. And like every time she had to ask a question, everybody around her was like, oh wow, another question. And that just brought me out of it. I'm like, okay, like please stop asking so many questions. I wish she was finding things out as she was going along, but she was just literally, they were just telling her things, and that's not fun to read about. So I don't know. I ended up giving it 4 stars because it ended up obviously being very good. Her and Hawk / Castile, they're so cute, and I really enjoy the relationship. I'm really only purely in this for the romance, and I mean, they're giving me a good time, so I don't know. 4 stars. That's that. The last book I read in September was for the Kindle Clear Out Readathon, and I only ended up reading 1 book for the Kindle Clear Out Readathon, and it was this one. It is The Prince by Skye Warren, and I knew I would hate it, but I went into it anyway because it's only 75 pages long, and I was right. I absolutely hated it. It was just so, I feel like you can't even come up with words to describe this book because it's only 75 pages long anyways, and it's boring. You know what? Let me read you my review really fast and maybe you can get it because I really can't tell you. I can't remember. So I said, this was as bad as I thought it would be. I know that this is a super short intro to the series, but I went into it thinking it's a full story and to see if I'd continue, and I will not. This was so weird. Although the book was supposed to be super short, Skye could have explained things a little more to make people interested in picking up the series. Everything was extremely vague. I don't see how a series can be made with this plot line. Super basic, super bland. Anyways, that's my review on that. And sadly, that was the last book that I read in September, and I rated this one 4 star. I rated this 1 star, and it just wasn't a good time. I don't know. Hopefully October will be better. If you guys are wondering, I'm not going to do an October TBR because in October, I'm so mad about this. As I mentioned earlier, Audible Escape is ending. It's ending on November 1st, so I'm really just trying to listen to all the possible audiobooks that I want to listen to on Audible Escape before it ends. And yeah, which sucks because I wanted to read so many like fall romance books, so many like fantasy books, so many paranormal. And I mean, maybe I'll be able to find them on Audible Escape, but I doubt it. So yeah, I'm most likely not going to be doing an October TBR. Also, I'm finding that TBRs right now for me are just not really working because I don't have a lot of time to read right now because of school, obviously. And so when I restrict myself, I feel like it's not fun, and I just kind of want to read and listen to what I want to listen to. So I will do like a fall TBR, which is like everything in general that I want to read in October, November, and yeah, so that's what's going on in my life. That's what I'm doing. I'm just going to do a fall TBR, and I'll probably post that by like the end of the middle of October-ish. And yeah, that's all I have to say. I'm super excited for October. It should be a great month. I'm finally getting the hang of things. I'm finally figuring out my schedule, figuring out how to balance. I am literally going to start writing out everything to the hour that I will be doing. Otherwise, I will just be abusing time and wasting time when there's only 24 hours in the day. Super excited for October. My birthday's October 16th. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And yeah, I don't know what's wrong with me. I just got a random burst of energy. So I'm gonna end this here. 8 books. Let me know how many books you guys read in September. Let me know your favorite book that you read in September. Let me know a book that I should read, like I have to read or listen to on Audible Escape before that ends. And let me know a book that I should read for the fall time. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you soon. And yeah, have a great day. All right. Okay. Bye-bye.